Hey guys, I'm back after a month of illness and technical difficulties and the universe trying to implode in on itself. I'm back in the kitchen rustling up some sweet treats. And since we're at the tail end of the year, it's time to get into some Christmas fun. Now, normally every year I do sort of more or less traditional Christmas recipes, but I thought this year for a change, I'd go the non-traditional path. And I'm going to start out with these fabulous cookies. Now, they're not really Christmassy per se, but I've noticed over the years that the traditional Christmas treats that we serve every year don't necessarily appeal to kids. Things like fruit mince pies and brandy butter and all that sort of stuff. Most of the kids kind of turn their nose up. So I thought, why not do something that the kids will actually enjoy? So I took flavours from a favourite childhood treat and turned them into something that would be great for a Christmas party or as an edible gift. Let's make these beautiful PB&J cookies on the One Pot Chef. First things first, into a large mixing bowl, I've got 100 grams of butter at room temperature. It's nice and soft and squishy, so it's easy to beat. I'm using unsalted butter today, mainly because when you do a dessert, it's best to not use regular butter because it can be a bit too salty. So the unsalted butter is really good for this, but in a pinch, regular butter will be fine. To that, I'm going to add in 3/4 of a cup of good quality peanut butter. You can use smooth or crunchy depending on your personal taste, but with peanut butter you have to be careful when it comes to baking because a good quality peanut butter shouldn't be too oily, it shouldn't be too dry. You can see that's a really nice one. It's smooth, but it's not really wet. This one is great. If you're using something that's got a lot of oil in it, it's kind of difficult to use in baking because it can change the consistency of the cookie dough, particularly in this one. So I recommend doing a bit of research, finding a good quality peanut butter, and you'll have fabulous cookies. So get that peanut butter in the bowl. I'm also adding in 1/2 cup of castor sugar or superfine white sugar, and 1/2 cup of brown sugar. Now, brown sugar is great in these cookies because it adds that little bit of extra sort of caramelly, molassesy flavour. It really helps to change the colour of the cookies, gives them a bit of a brown quality to them, makes them extra tasty. And I'm also adding in a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And just using an electric hand mixer, we're just going to beat the butter, peanut butter, sugars and vanilla together until it's light and fluffy and smooth. Beating butter and sugar together is known as creaming it together. And if you want to know if you've done it properly, there's a very simple test. It's called the pinch test. You take your finger and your thumb and you just take a small amount of the mixture and you just hold it between your fingers like that and just rub. And if it feels gritty from the sugar, then you know it needs a little bit more beating. That feels pretty good, so let's move on. I'm going to add in 1 egg and then just beat that in. Next, I've got 1 1/4 cups of plain all-purpose flour, and I've added 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and all we're going to do is we're just going to sift that into the bowl. Then just using a spatula, we're just going to mix everything together until combined. There, that's looking good. Now this is a really soft cookie dough at the moment. It's going to be a bit difficult for us to roll it into balls. So what we're going to do is we're going to cover this with some cling wrap and we're going to pop it into the fridge for about ½ an hour to chill. Once the cookie dough has chilled, we're just going to take tablespoonfuls of the mixture and then using your hands, just roll them into balls like so. Yeah, that looks good. And place them onto a baking tray lined with some non-stick baking paper. I had enough cookie dough to make 24 balls, so what we're going to do now is just using a clean thumb, just make a little indentation in the centre, just like so, like that. Make sure you form it up if there's any cracks. And just do that to each of the balls. Once you put your thumbprints into each of the cookie balls, all we need to do is fill them up with jam. Now you can use whatever jam or jelly you prefer. I'm using raspberry jam today because I happen to have some on there and it's a good thing. And just spoon a small amount of jam into each of the holes, making sure you don't overfill it too much. You probably want to put about 1/4 teaspoon to 1/2 teaspoon per hole, but basically just use your best judgment on this one. Once they've all been filled with jam, all we have to do is pop these into the oven. Preheated oven, 160 degrees Celsius, about 320 degrees Fahrenheit, and we're going to bake them for about 12 to 15 minutes, or until they are nice and golden around the edges. While our cookies are baking in the oven, I thought I'd take this opportunity to remind you to check out my social media, Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Links in the video description underneath this video on YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Click the subscribe button and the notification bell next to it. That way you won't miss out on any of my new videos. Once out of the oven, we're just going to allow the cookies to cool completely on the trays. Now you'll notice that they're still quite soft when they first come out of the oven. That's perfectly fine. They're going to firm up as they cool. Now, a little word of warning. When you're working with jam in the oven, you have to be very, very, very careful, because superheated sugar plus skin equals owie. So do not try to eat these as soon as they come out of the oven. You need to let them cool completely before you try to eat them or even touch them, because you can get a really bad burn from superheated jam. So just leave them alone and they will come home wagging their tails behind them. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, don't touch. Naughty. Bad. Let them cool. And here we have our completed PB&J cookies, looking absolutely amazing. The whole kitchen smells like warm peanut butter. It's absolutely amazing. Now these are not only great for Christmas parties or for the snack table on the big day itself, these also make a great edible gift. You can pack half a dozen of these up in a little cellophane bag and they make a great edible gift for your friends and family. I wish you could smell this through the screen. I swear these are absolutely incredible. Oh, okay. Time to dive in and have a taste. Mmm. Oh my God. Mmm. The cookies themselves are sweet and buttery. They're lightly crisp, a little bit chewy, a little bit crumbly on the inside. They've got a lovely buttery flavour in the background, but you can definitely taste the peanut butter to them, and a little bit of vanilla to them as well. And that jam, that beautiful raspberry jam on top, is absolutely sensational. Takes this to the next level and you are going to absolutely love these. Well, I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Check out my other videos at OnePotChefShow.com. And until next time, ho ho ho. These cookies are really easy to make. I made 24 of them with this recipe, so that's quite a big batch. You could easily double or even triple the batch amount if you wanted to, if you were looking to make a whole bunch of them for gifts or if you're doing a really big party. But what you definitely want to do is make sure they're completely cool before you start eating them and before you pack them up. Put them into an airtight container and they will be fine for up to a week. Now, they don't generally last a week in my house because they are so yummy, they usually go within the first day. So maybe making an extra batch is probably a good idea.